Alright, as I said, we're not going to be talking about the space clowns. I don't really care much about them because it seems all the Eldar players in my store have a high opinion of themselves and their army. But,
You mean fortune, 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 doom, 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 fortune,
I have
fortune,
psychic
fortune.
powers! Why don't you have psychic powers? Because we don't need them, pussy. Sorry, cool Eldar players out there. I know you exist. I admit.
You're just a rare gem in the sea of piss.
Don't joke about that. That's how my dad died. But the next elite choice I want to talk about, this is really more what the older books grotesque were. These are the Racks. They're toughness 4, so they're tougher than everybody else. They've got a 6+ armor save, which is an improvement from the last grotesques. And their unique thing is they start the game with a pain token. So really, they have feel no pain as their save.
You just have to kind of read through the lines. When I first read the unit entry, I was kind of like, why would you take these? You're going to put them out in the field and they're just going to get torn to shreds. Then he pointed out that they start off with a pain token. Then it was, oh, these guys are actually usable. Because they would be horrible to fight, or really good to fight guard with. One of the units that would be nice to soak up a last gunfire as I don't move.
Toughness 4, feel no pain, 6+ armor save. Yeah, they get saves against all the las gunfire and stuff like that, which is nice. You're not going to be getting saves against bolter fire, obviously, but the toughness 4 is one of the big things. Strength 8 is actually required for instant death, so they'll get their feel no pain against everything. The strength 8 and AP 1 and 2, by the way, which for when we do the actual review of the 5th edition rulebook, I will bitch and moan about that. But aside from that, they're a neat unit. They can take a lot of the homunculi weapons. They have 2 poison close combat weapons apiece, the Racks. So they wound you on a 4+ in close combat always, which is really nice against monstrous infantry or monstrous creatures and stuff like that.
Yeah, your avatar can get fucked.
And I can't wait to use it against like a con effect or something like that. See, that's the thing. I haven't got to fight against really any monstrous creatures or anything like that.
Sorry, I don't feel it over.
It's cool. But they're one of the homunculi units, and the cool thing about the homunculi units is if you take a homunculi, actually, you can get Racks as troop choices. And I believe you can get some grotesque units as troop choices as well if you take a homunculi. And that's interesting. I actually have there's actually a guy at our store who, for whatever reason, when he picked up the book, he kind of looked at it and he was like, "Oh man, I don't the warriors and the witches aren't cool. The Racks, and the grotesque and stuff." But you can only take Racks as troop choices when you take a homunculus or a homunculus ancient, actually, which we'll talk about him into the HQ choices. And then the other homunculus unit, which is also an elite unit, is grotesques. Grotesques are no longer the toughness 4, toughness 3, strength 4, only strength 6 or higher kills us guys before. They're now these big strength 5, toughness 5, 3 wound, ogre kind of things.
They're pretty nasty.
They start the game with a pain token, so they feel no pain. They've only got a 6+ armor save. Their leadership 4. So without an independent character, they're kind of
iffy.
Yeah, to say the least, because they're not fearless. So there's a problem if they lose close combat. But they also have the rule Berserk Rampage, which this is another reason to put an independent character in the unit. You have to roll for them every turn. There isn't an independent character in the unit. If you by chance happen to roll a 1, the unit basically loses its shit, goes batshit crazy. Every unit, friend and foe, within 2d6 takes 2d6 strength 5 AP nothing hits, and then the unit is removed from play. The grotesque unit's removed from play. So you can end up spending a lot of points on these guys and then just have them explode on turn 1 possibly, and the only thing they're damaging at that point waste the unit. And then obviously, like Ogrins and other things like this, they've got the bulky rule, which means in transports instead of counting as one model, they're two. So you're not going to be able to fit them in
Raider quite well.
in Raiders as easily, and you're definitely not going to be able to fit them in Venoms.
But a good thing for Buggers is they would make a great bodyguard for a homunculi.
Oh, absolutely. Well,
because not only would they have the Field of Pain, they would start off Furious Charge, which would be pretty detrimental to...
Strength 6, Initiative 5 on the charge, yeah.
Detrimental to whoever you're running into.
And Grotesques can end up taking liquefier guns, which are a flamethrower that has varying AP. So it could be AP 6 one turn, be AP 1 another turn. So we can melt Terminators in one turn, or melt nothing in one turn.
Piss on Guardsmen.
And as far as elite choices, that's all there is. Now we're going to move on to heavy support, which that's an interesting term in this army. It's always been lots of jokes about just
light support.
Raiders are made of cardboard, wet cardboard.
Which they are.
Actually, excuse me, that's an over-exaggeration. Wet tissue paper for the Raiders is wet cardboard for the Ravagers, which is the first heavy support choice I'm going to talk about. It's the tank, the heavy armored tank of the Dark Eldar. Armor 11 on the front and side, 10 on the rear.
But don't let that make it seem like it's easy peasy to take out. It can move 12 inches and fire 3 Dark Lances at a tank, which is why I lost my Demolisher in our first game.
They gave it and a lot of the other heavy support choices a rule called Aerial Assault, which allows the unit to move at cruising speed, which is 12, and fire all of its weapons. So that's 3 Dark Lances in my case. And that's really nice because now they can move quickly place from place to place and still take their shots. They're still weak as far as shooting, but to help counter this, on Raiders and every other vehicle actually, which is really nice, you can get a 10-point upgrade called Flicker Field, which gives the vehicle a 5+ invulnerable save against everything.
Hello, Tau.
There's no restriction. You don't have to be a certain distance away or anything like that. You just always have a 5+ invulnerable save on the vehicle. That's for 10 points, and that's on every vehicle except the Venom, which comes with a base. So it's a mandatory. I've made it a mandatory upgrade now because in the first game I played with the book when it came out, I played against a Death Guard player with 2 Land Raiders and a bunch of heavy weapons. And
you tore the shit out of them.
No.
Did?
No. I won that game. I lost against you before the book came out, and before I had really had a chance to read it and learn what the Flicker Field was. No, when I knew the Flicker Field was there, I made 6 las cannon saves. I made 6 saves against las cannons from the Land Raiders, and then blew up all of his vehicles, and the only vehicle I ended up losing was my Archon's Raider.
Oh, that thing's gonna become a running joke. I know it is.
The Archon Raider. Oh my God! Shoot the Pimpmobile out of the sky! Yeah, it seems every single game, if one vehicle wants to die, it's the one that has the Archon in his unit. And it's like, oh, look at the fancy looking Raider. Shoot that one.
The one that has rims. I want to put those in my Russ.
Wait, rims? It's a hover tank.
Shut up.
All right. But the Ravager can take Disintegrators still. Disintegrators changed a lot. They're no longer a plasma cannon that can switch between the sustained fire and the heavy fire, where it was Strength 7 AP2 before Strength 5 AP3, 3 shots. Now it's just Strength 5 AP2 Heavy 3, which is great against Terminators and heavily armored troops. It gives you more shots and something like that. But at the same time, it makes the Raider or the Ravager, excuse me, less effective against vehicles, which is one of the things that I find is so difficult to deal with in this army with all my other selections is
Keep going.
is uh, is vehicles, and that's why I prefer my Ravagers have 3 Dark Lances, which still gives you the option. I mean, 3 Lances against a unit, Strength 8 AP 2. That's gonna hurt. It's gonna instant kill most things, and it's gonna put a dent on a lot of things. I mean, I like getting rid of Terminator's armor saves as much as I can. But they can take the vehicles. A lot of the vehicles can take upgrades like they had before. You can get the Night Shield still, which is the exact same rules it was before. It takes 6 inches off the max range of enemy weapons,
Which is annoying.
which is it's actually really nice because bolter fire tends to rip apart my vehicles, which is
Or
sad.
Guard heavy weapons teams thinks they're already short range. He can dance outside of it.
Which is nice, especially in combination with the 5+ invulnerable save. And then you can still get the deep striking vehicles. A really nice upgrade is the trophy rags, which if there's a unit within 6 of a vehicle, any vehicle that has this upgrade, they get to reroll failed leadership checks. Or is it leadership? I think it might just be panic checks. See, I play a lot of fantasy. I call it panic check. Make sure that's not right. No, any friendly unit within 6 can reroll failed leadership checks. They're Grizzly trophies. It's actually a really nice upgrade. I tried it on one or two of my raiders in the last game I played. It actually came in handy. Almost had the sniper squad fall back. They ended up passing because of the raider that was nearby.
They got lucky too.
Yes, they did. The next heavy support option is the Razor Wing Jet Fighter, also known as the Holy Hell expensive Forge World model that in the original rules was not worth shit.
Now it's terrifying to say the least.
It's got 2 lances, a twin-link splinter rifle, which you can upgrade to a splinter cannon, and it can take a bunch of missiles, which the missiles are all decently nasty. One is wounds on a 2+, large blast, pinning, AP5 missile. Another one, strength 6, AP5, large blast. And it's got the aerial assault rule just like the Ravager, so it can move 12 and fire all its weapons. But it's also supersonic, so it can move flat out up to 36 inches, which is really nice for getting it into position and stuff like that. It's a piece of paper too. It's 10, 10, 10. But once again, it can take the flicker field and the night shields and all that, so it can have a 5+ invulnerable save and the cover save and all that that's normally allowed for skimmers. It's a nice little vehicle. It's kind of expensive. I believe at 145 points.
Oh my, it's a Lehman Russ that can fly.
It starts out with the four monoslife missiles, which is the strength 6 AP5 large blast one shot. You can upgrade them to their poison missiles and all that, which is nice. And then one of the other heavy support choices, which I was really excited about, was the Void Raven Bomber. Armor 11 on the front and side, armor 10 on the rear. It has a strength 9 AP2 lance on it, which is the Void Lance. I think strength 8 lances are excessive enough, and strength 9 is just
Why not make it strength 10 just to rub it in the face more?
The Void Mine, which is a lance blast. You can end up clipping a land raider with it. But what's special about the Void Mine is actually it shoots out of phase. You don't actually shoot the Void Mine in the shooting phase. You do it during the movement phase. So if you move the Void Raven Bomber correctly, you can actually drop the bomb and get a shooting phase with it, because it also has the aerial assault rule. So if you, let's just say, move 12, happen to pass over a vehicle during the movement phase, you can drop the bomb on it, and possibly blow up that vehicle or something else, and then you get your shooting phase as well, unless they've already errated that, because say it counts as a shooting attack. But the way it's written here, it's during the movement phase, so movement phase isn't the shooting phase last time I checked. And it can be given missiles like the Razor Wing, like the Implosion missile, which is you take a wound characteristic check. If you fail it, die.
Which, if most things have one wound.